What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, where we are going to talk about one of the weirdest things out there, and that's Sule, because everybody wants Sule, but not Juve. Everybody likes Sule, but not so much Juve. Every stat out there from Sule is wow, but not for Juve. At the end of the day, Juve is looking at it, and the situation is extremely confusing and extremely simple at the same time. Like it's difficult to understand, and it's not so difficult to understand. It sounds crazy, but that's the story of Sule, and that's what we're going to talk about. Why everybody wants Sule, but Juve doesn't really want to hear about it, and are like, you can go. Before we get into it, hit the like button. Let's push to at least 100 likes for this one. So hit the like button now, subscribe, and let's talk about Sule. Okay, so first off, the news is from Di Marzio and not Fabrizio Romano, like the graphic. That's a mistake. It's from Di Marzio. But on Sule, in a nutshell, I will say this really quickly. The situation is confusing and extremely simple to understand, easy to understand this at the same time. It's confusing because everybody's looking at Sule. Like, a lot of clubs are looking at Sule. A lot of clubs are willing to pay a lot of money for Sule. That's the confusing part. The easy part is a lot of money. A lot of clubs are willing to spend a lot of money on Sule. We didn't spend a lot of money on Sule. All the money we're getting from Sule is pure, almost pure plusvalenza for the club. Straight on the books, clean, perfect. That's it. That's the easy part to understand. That's why we were in for Felipe Anderson, and I think the club is still pissed that didn't happen. But that's the easy part on Sule. The confusing part on Sule is that if you look at his metrics, even wingers across Europe, well, let's say wingers in his age bracket, he tops him in so many categories that you must be sitting there and be like, I get the money part, but he can play. He showed that for a very poor side, and you can make 1,000 excuses. You can say, hey, all the spotlight was on him at Frosinone. Say, yeah, his stats will be inflated, basically. And I can spin that and say, that's a lot of pressure. Like, it all needed to come from him, and he still delivered at the end of the day. His creation, his creation for teammates, that was especially key, is through the roof. His take-ons, his dribbling, like, he's a very direct player, but not in a type of how Chiesa is direct. It's from a different platform, it's from a different position, but he is talented. There are a lot of upsides. You're not sure if he's gonna make it. You're not sure which peak he's gonna reach. I get it, and that's maybe the scary part, or the part that a lot of people are as well. Like, yeah, move him on. He never showed really anything as of now, and if you get close to 40 million, you sell him on and you keep it moving. I can see that part. I can see why people are thinking that. But the media right now is selling everybody. They're selling Chiesa. They're selling Sule, potentially to Roma, who are interested. They're selling Ealing Jr., but they're not buying any wingers for now. And that's why I'm saying you just need to remain calm. You just need to maybe sit back a little bit and let this all play out. Let this all play out, because it's a bit confusing reporting. It's one day it's Sule in a package for Court Miners, then it's for Calafiori, then he's going Aston Villa, then the Saudi bids are back. Now Roma are trying to get into the mix. Leverkusen potentially offering 35 million. Like, it's so all over the place that you just need to take everything with a pinch of salt. You need to take into consideration that Sule has a high chance of leaving this club right now. He does, and so does Chiesa, in my opinion. But you don't need to believe the first thing you read, because, again, it is confusing. Because if you look at the stats, you're like, a player like Sule, we can use. If you look at the right-hand side, you're like, who do we have? If you're going to move on Chiesa as well, like, what is the plan? Are you going to keep Weah? Is he going to be a guy on the wings? Is that what you're trying to do? It doesn't make sense with so many games we have to play. And maybe the media is fooling us all, and it's Chiesa, and the club's like, we're gonna bank our hopes on Sule to developing the player we need. Like we don't know, but at the start of the window, it was like everybody was like, "Oh man, Sule is gone, Bianconeri is gone, Junior is gone," and probably to cash in or to make the money we need, Bremer is gone. I think that was a given. And now, 2-3 weeks later, the news flipped completely. Now it's MOTTA said absolutely no to selling Bremer. Just decline every offer because I can make it work. And we were sitting here being like, oh man, away from a back three, how will he do? And now the story is MOTTA's like, yeah, I can make it work. Do not sell Bremer, sell Chiesa. You know, because he doesn't really fit what I want to do. Fine, sell Chiesa. Fine, sell Junior. Fine, sell Sule. But who are you going to play? Who are you going to play? That's it right now. But the Sule one is so confusing, you know, because it feels like there. I don't think there's a middle ground, you know, because he has, like, how do you want to call it? Like, there's a lot of buzz around Sule. So he is going to reach the top, or is he going to stay where it is now and people are looking at him like, yeah or no, you know? But he needs to get that shot. Like, he needs to get a fair shot to go to a bigger club, us, and make it work or give it a go. That's my problem. You know, selling him, even though I get the money part, it's like you kind of gave up on him way too soon. And now you're sitting there and looking at it and be like, okay, we need to cash in. Every club wants him, but we are sitting here and being like, nah, you know, give us the cash and we will figure it out. Who are we going to bring in? Like, that's still the question mark, and maybe that's why people are so confused. But the Sule one is actually insane because category-wise, stats-wise, and even the eye test, you're like, why are we selling these players? You know, why are we trying to move him out? Why are we trying to kind of force him out of the door? Besides the money part, like, even if you need the money, if you just look at what he does, like, as a club, you should be like, okay, we need to find a solution to keep him and give him a go. Let's see if he can develop in the player he potentially could. If he can do what he did at Frosinone for us, you know, then you don't need to spend the money in the future to get that type of player. And even if he does perform as I think everybody's kind of suspecting, you know, going upwards a little bit, and you still want to cash in, you might be able to do that. But in this situation right now, it's like, you're selling so many players potentially. You need to keep one, you know. And the Sule one, it's like it's a bit like Junior, where I'm like, too soon. I want to see if you actually can offer something long term in this club, yes or no. Same for Nonje, you know, cheap sale to Antwerp. For what reason? Do you really need those couple of millions? Do you really want to risk it, or rather keep him, develop him, loan him out, and then make a decision? Because if you get 4 or 5 million for Nonge now, you will get it in a year or two. It will happen. You will get that money no matter what. So it is a bit weird. I think the club needs to give Sule a shot. I don't think they will, but I think he deserves a shot. I still think he deserves a shot, but it's probably not going to happen. So let me know in the comments what you think. Why does everybody want Sule, and why is a club like, we just take the money? And do you actually like Sule? Do you think he can offer something to this club, or are you like, no, just cash in and keep it moving? And who will you bring in, you know, to replace him as well with him? So let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys very soon. Ciao.